Welcome back everyone to my channel. Can you believe we are already almost midway through 2025? Wow. I live in Wisconsin. The seasons are finally changing here. It's finally starting to feel like it's gonna start warming up pretty soon. So it's a perfect time to talk about all the different books coming out this May because many of them are summer romances. My biggest issue is that I need to start saving some of them for the actual summertime to read. So one of my most anticipated reads coming out this May is What Happens in Amsterdam. It is the latest book from Rachel Lynn Solomon. I really enjoyed The Weather Girl by her. Business or Pleasure is, I feel like, one of the most underrated romance books. It was so good. So What Happens in Amsterdam, it just feels like springtime, summertime. It's getting really positive reviews. So the synopsis, Danny gets fired from her office job and applies for a job in Amsterdam, which she gets. So she moves out there. Now, randomly, she crashes her bike into her high school ex, who is also there. Guess what? Yeah, they still have chemistry. So he wants to inherit a family home, I guess, that he's up for. She needs a work visa, so they propose a marriage of convenience so that each of them can get what they want, but maybe also what they want is each other. Another romance book that's also coming out on the 6th that I'm looking forward to is One Golden Summer. It is the latest from Carly Fortune. So this one features Charlie, who was a key part of Every Summer After. So I don't think this is technically a sequel, but it's a follow-up to that first book of hers. So in this one, a woman named Alice comes back to Barry's Bay for another magical summer, just like the one that she had years ago. So that's where she meets Charlie. She took a photo of him on the lake long ago, that summer that she had been to Barry's Bay before. He's older now, though, and he is a shameless flirt, so maybe he'll give her another magical summer after all. And also coming out on the 6th is Shop Girls. This is from the same author who wrote Mary Jane, which I know kind of has a bit of a cult following. This one follows a 19-year-old girl who works in a department store in 1980s San Francisco. I grew up in California. I'm a sucker for anything set in San Francisco. It is not the only one on this list. And so this one's definitely going to play on the California nostalgia. I'm also excited for a book set in the 80s. I feel like a lot of these nostalgic books coming out, they're being set in the 90s and the aughts. And then, of course, you have some that are in the 60s and 70s, but I feel like the 80s is kind of slept on. So the main character, Zippy, she's saving up for college. In the meantime, she works at that department store having to deal with mean girls, cosmetic ladies who give advice, and she's trying to figure out how to become a woman. So it sounds like an amazing coming of age story that I'm interested in. Coming out on May 13th, we're back to the romance category. We've got Can't Get Enough. It is the third book in Kennedy Ryan's Skyland series. Before I Let Go was great. That's the first book. I think I actually enjoyed This Could Be Us, her second book, even better. And now Can't Get Enough follows Hendrix, who is sort of the Samantha Jones of this girl group. She's fabulous. She has amazing friends, a great job. But with caring for an aging parent, she doesn't really have much time for romance. That is until she meets a tech mogul who just might be her match. So I'm kind of sad for the series to be over, but I'm really excited for that book. Moving on, we've got another book set in San Francisco. I told you it was coming. This one is Awake in the Floating City. It is a debut. So this one is a dystopian novel that is set in San Francisco, but San Francisco is completely underwater. This novel is about the unexpected relationship between an artist and the 130-year-old woman that she cares for. Yes, the life expectations are a bit longer in this dystopian future. They are two of the last people remaining in this flooded San Francisco. Neither of them wants to leave. They're getting sci-fi, literary fiction. I'm here for it. And also coming out on the 13th is A Sharp Endless Need. I have heard really great things about this book. It is a vibrant and intimate novel about growing up, first love, and all of the joy and heartbreak of competitive high school basketball. Mac is a senior on the high school women's hoops team, but deals with the death of her father and the arrival of a new teammate and love around the same time. So another coming of age story that I think could be really interesting. And out on May 20th, we have Rachel Gillig's new book, The Night and the Moth. Now, did I read One Dark Window or the follow-up? No, I did not. Did I pre-order this new book from her? You betcha. So this is the start of a brand new romantasy series by her. The main character, Sybil, has dreams that can predict terrible things that are about to occur. A knight appears on the scene. He has no respect for her visions, but when people from her clan go missing, she has no choice but to seek his help in finding them. Also out on the 20th is a debut called Aftertaste. In this one, the main character discovers that he can reunite people with their deceased loved ones, at least for the length of time it takes for them to eat a dish that he has prepared. So this one is supposed to have a ton of amazing food and wine descriptions. It's also exploring grief, has some fantasy and horror and romance mixed in, apparently. So I'm intrigued by all of this. And there are multiple people I see on Goodreads in the reviews who say that this is likely to be one of their top books of the year. So I'm definitely going to pick this one up and see what it's all about. And now we are back to romance to close out the 20th. Rewind it back. This is the 5th book of the Windy City series. Now, I've actually only read one of the books in this series. I read the second one, The Right Move, but it was a 5-star book for me. I thought that the male main character in that book was absolutely amazing, like book boyfriend status. I also know that I own the 3rd and the 4th book either on ebook or audiobook, so I definitely need to check those out because I hear that they are good as well. And this one is getting back to hockey. It's a hockey romance. Moving on to May 27th, The Bombshell is a debut that's coming out that also sounds super intriguing. This book follows a young French woman in the early 90s who dreams of stardom. She is vacationing in the Mediterranean when she's kidnapped by a militant trio fighting for Corsican independence and then radicalized into the group's political philosophy. So apparently she charms her captors and becomes the face of this like radical terror movement. So I imagine this one is going to be an interesting character study. The reviews are kind of mixed, but they all seem to be really intrigued by that main character. Also out on the 27th is another big food and wine book called Lush. I believe this is a UK book, but it's supposed to come out in the States on the 27th. So it is supposed to be an intoxicating debut novel set in the glamorous, exclusive, and unexpectedly raucous world of wine. So yes, I can just hear the food and wine descriptions calling. 4 wine experts receive a mysterious invitation to an exclusive weekend tasting at a famous French vineyard. As they await their chance to taste the only bottle of one of the rarest wines in the world, it becomes clear that they are dealing with private crises of their own. And we are buttoning this one back up with another romance. We've got the new Annabelle Monahan book coming out. It's a love story. This romance book follows a former TV star who is now an executive for a movie studio. She promises that she can get a huge pop star to help write an original song for the soundtrack of her first movie project. So she has to deliver, and that guy apparently was her first kiss. She works with a cinematographer who I guess has an in to this guy to help deliver what was promised. I'm not going to lie, this all seems kind of complicated, but I'm going to give it a try. I liked some of her other books as well. I would say they've held pretty solid at like a 4 stars for me. So those are the books that I am looking forward to the most this May. Let me know in the comments which books you are excited about to come out next month. If you'd like to know more about any of these books, go ahead and head to the description. That's where you will see the links to each of these books. And please, if you would, like, subscribe, send me a comment, any type of interaction, I would very much appreciate it. And don't forget to also check me out on my other social media platforms. I am also at BookTravertBliss over on Instagram and TikTok. Thank you so much for watching. Happy reading this May.